Hi, I'm Anna at the Sewing Studio, and today I have with me the Janome M50 QDC sewing machine. And in this video, I am going to talk you through all of its features, take a look at what comes in the box with the machine, have a look at some sewing and use some of those different feet, and then talk about warranty and support. So we've split all those sections into chapters, so if there's one particular section you're interested in, feel free to just jump straight ahead to there. Now this machine is great for beginners and experienced sewers alike. It's very easy to use, but it's also very robust. It's powerful and has the ability to cope with quite delicate fabrics up to quite thick fabrics. Now the model is M50 QDC. The Q stands for quilting. It's a quilting edition, but please don't let that put you off if you're not a quilter, because what it means is it comes with a couple more stitch options, but more importantly, more feet and an extension table that are actually really useful for other things other than just quilting. So stay tuned and I will talk you through that when we get to the sewing section. Now it's a standard size machine, which means it has 6 inches of space to the right of the needle. It comes with 50 different stitch options, which are all detailed on this card, and that just pops in there, and when you're not using it, that just folds away. It's got 3 different one-step buttonhole styles, and these are all easily selected on this LCD screen. You have the ability to change the width and the length of the stitch, and the maximum stitch width on this machine is 7mm. It also has some handy direct press buttons to the most commonly used stitches. Now it comes with a foot pedal. You don't have to use the foot pedal because it has a start-stop button, and it also has speed control. It has a needle up, needle down, and a locking stitch function. It's got a top loading bobbin, so it's nice and easy to load and you can see when it's running out, and a quick set feature. It has a built-in needle threader and the ability to change the pressure on the presser foot with this dial up here, and the presser foot also has an extra high lift for any bulky items or anything that you're putting underneath, and you can also drop the feed dogs for any free motion work. It has a free arm, so you can pop off the accessory tray and then you have your free arm. Pop that back on, and you also have storage in here for all the different presser feet and accessories that it comes with. Speaking of which, it comes with the standard foot that's already on the machine, a zip/piping foot, blind hem, overcasting, some decorative stitch feet, they're transparent, your one-step buttonhole, a 1/4 inch foot, stitch in the ditch, a walking foot, and a free motion foot. It also comes with a range of accessories, including the foot control, an instruction manual, along with an instructional DVD. It also comes with an extension table, which pops on here, so take that off. And that just sits on the end there, giving you a nice large area to work with. It also comes with a hard cover that pops over the top, handy for if you're storing it away or taking it out and travelling. And last but not least, it comes with a really cute little pin cushion that just slots in the top there, so your pins are always on hand. So let's get sewing. This machine is very easy to thread. Just pop your spool on and then the cap on the end. And it's all numbered for you. So everything with the solid line is for the needle and everything with the dotted line is for the bobbin. So we're coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the top of the needle guide. And your needle threader, you just bring that down, lay your thread in, pull it back, and there's your loop. That's that threaded. And loading the bobbin, it goes with the tail of thread to the left. Just pop the cover off, pop that to one side, drop it in, and then you're going under that little lip. So around there, in and around. And when it's in that, you don't need to draw up the bobbin thread. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just start sewing. Now when you switch the machine on, it'll automatically default to stitch 00, which is the standard straight stitch. So I'm going to stitch that out and show you the difference in the speeds. So I've just got some cotton here. Now I'm not using the foot pedal, I'm going to use the start-stop button, and at the moment we're on the slow speed. When I want to reverse, keep my finger on the button for as far back as I want to go, let go, and it will come forward again. Now as you can see, slow is quite manageable. Let's go up to midway. And then fast. When you're nearing the end and you want to slow down, you just keep your finger on the button until you want to stop. And you take your work out. And there's the lovely neat straight stitch. That's the top, and then that's the bottom. Now to change the stitch, let's take a look at a zigzag. So if I look at my chart, I can see the zigzag is stitch number 6. So I just want to increase the number to number 6. If I wanted to change the width, I can just go up and down, and the same with the length, just up and down. I could also just simply have pressed that one. Let me show you what a zigzag looks like. There you go, your standard zigzag. Nice and uniform and neat. So let's take a look at the one-step buttonhole. As I say, there's 3 different buttonhole types depending on the fabric you're using. Today I'm using cotton, so I'm just going to do the standard one. So I can either change that to number 17, or I can just very simply press that button. I've already brought the sensor down that operates the buttonhole, and you just pop your fabric in. Always sew it about mid-speed on a buttonhole, it's much neater. And you have your buttonhole, top and bottom. Let's now take a look at the thicker side of things and the capabilities of the machine. So I have some denim here, so I've popped a jeans needle in. I'm going to go back to a straight stitch. Again, I can choose it here from the chart, or just simply press that one to go back to a straight stitch. And because this fabric is thicker, I'm going to increase the stitch length slightly. And at the moment I've got 2 layers. And yeah, that's no problem at all for this machine. And you can see it's a lovely neat stitch, both top and bottom, and the seam is lovely and robust. So let's double that over. So we're now going through 4 layers. And again, oops, no problem whatsoever. Still a neat stitch on the top and on the bottom, that's that one there. And again, a nice secure seam. So let's go fold it over again. So now we've got 8 layers we're going through. And I'm just going to slow it down slightly. Now you can hear the machine's working slightly harder, but that's absolutely what this machine is designed to do. So again, a nice neat stitch, both top and bottom, and it's still really secure. I mentioned earlier about the extra feet that this machine comes with, being a quilting edition, and one of those is the walking foot, which I've popped on. Now this is marketed for quilters to keep their layers together, but it's actually really good on jersey fabric as well to help stop that wavy effect. So how they work is they've got teeth underneath there that interlock with the feed dogs underneath to keep the fabric stable while it's under the needle. Let me just show you. So I've got some really stretchy jersey here. So I'm going to pop that under. And then for this kind of fabric, we want to be using the lightning stitch, which is number 5. So I'm just going to change that up to number 5 and then a slightly longer stitch length. And look how lovely and flat that is. There's no waviness or anything. You can still stretch the fabric along with the stitch, and the seam is super stretchy. And when it comes to quilting, this walking foot is nice and wide and it's open, so you can see where you're going. And because it's wide, you're able to do any of the decorative stitches, obviously straight stitch as well, or zigzag. So let's choose one of those. Let's go for number 44. There, and pop it under. Use the extra lift to get it in underneath. Now you'll notice at the end there I pressed the locking stitch button, so that has 2 functions. First off, it will perform a locking stitch to secure your stitch. So if you're doing something decorative or top stitching and you don't want to see the bulk of reversing, you can press that button and it will sew 3 stitches on the spot to secure it. It's also for pattern end, so when you're stitching out a decorative stitch like we just did, when you're nearing the end of your row, you can press this one and it will finish the complete pattern, do its 3 stitches on the spot to secure, and then stop sewing. And there, that's a really nice, cute little decorative stitch, great for stitching the ditch and quilting, and it's nice and neat on the back as well. And the walking foot really does stop those layers from shifting and moving around. I've popped on the 1/4 inch foot, which is great for patchwork piecing to get an accurate 1/4 inch. It's also quite good for any edge stitching or top stitching to give you a consistent line the same distance away from the edge of the fabric. So I've got 2 small pieces here. So what you're aiming to do is with this guide here is line the fabric up and feed it through right on the very edge there. So I'm just going to use a standard straight stitch, so I can just press that to go back there. And you can see how that gives you a nice consistent 1/4 inch. Lastly, we'll take a look at free motion. So I've popped the free motion foot on and dropped the feed dogs. I've also added the extension table because it gives you a nice bit of space to move your fabric around. Stick on the standard straight stitch, and then you just want to take out the stitch length because we're determining that with how fast that we move the fabric. So pop your fabric underneath and then draw up the bobbin thread. Drop the presser foot and away we go. And there you go, a nice, neat, consistent tension, both top and bottom. So I hope that's given you an insight into the features and capabilities of the Janome M50 QDC. It also comes with 2-year warranty, which can be extended up to 5 years. There's a card that comes in the box that explains all that to you. And don't forget, we're here as well at the Sewing Studio for any support or advice that you may need. Just pick up the phone, send us an email, or pop on live chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.